Alright, what is going on YouTube? Hope we're doing super well. Welcome to a brand new YouTube video. As you can tell by the title of this video, I am going over my prep do's and don'ts. I'm going over what this prep has taught me. I'm going over what's different about this prep compared to my prep in 2018. I'm going to go over how it's affecting me right now. I'm going to give you guys a freaking update, a real ass update, because, prep's hard. You know what I mean? It's fucking hard, and I want to actually open up to you guys on like how I've seen it affect me as of recently, because I think I'm a lot more aware right now as to how it's affecting me than I ever have been so far on this prep. I'm also live on Facebook right now because every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. I go live in my Beyond Built Training Facebook group. I have 6 competitors right now, first timer shredding, and I have close to 10 people that want to step on stage next year. So I figured that it would be a really good opportune time to actually go live on Facebook as I'm talking to YouTube. So hi Facebook, hi Beyond Built, I fucking love you guys. I'm going to be talking to Hanman, to the camera, but I want you guys to listen in on this training because I want you guys to get like a real idea of like what prep has really been so far. I think some of the biggest lessons that I've learned in this prep, do's and don'ts, mistakes that you should avoid, and just being real as fuck with you guys on how it's actually affected me. So let's start off and talk about like how this prep has been different than my last. First thing, I want to say that this prep has been easier than my last, actually. I think my last prep, I was just not in a good mental space, right? I think a lot of being in prep is being in a good mental headspace. And I think the last time I prepped, I was working a 9-to-5 job that I literally hated, right? So when I didn't want to be at my job whatsoever, I didn't enjoy what I was doing on my prep, that made it very hard for me to actually just get by day by day. And in a sense, I was getting just excited for prep to be over, and I was just counting the days down. I'm like, oh fuck, I got 40 days left, oh I got 10 days left, and I just want it to be over. And I think that's a pretty shit mindset, right? If you're going to the prep, you should embrace the suck. You should embrace that level of work and the level of discipline and mental fortitude that it's going to take for you. And now that I'm just absolutely loving the fuck about what I'm doing right now, it's helped me take my mind off food as much. It's helped me take my mind off prep in a sense to prep is still my fucking massive priority right now. In a sense, honestly, I opened up to Farshad and my crew. It's honestly, I feel like prep has honestly taken #1 for me, in the sense that when a business first mindset and mentality was what I had, I think prep has kind of scooted its way in a forefront. And we're sitting about 6 weeks out right now. I know for a fact that if I'm gonna win this show, I literally had to work for it. I had to work for it so hard. But I think the sense of self-defeat that I took into the first time I prepped is what really made that hard. From day one, from the get-go, I was like, yo, I'm going to be cutting down to an unhealthy body fat percentage. I'm going to lose strength. Training structure doesn't matter as much. Wrong, and wrong, right? People like to say, yo, training structure doesn't matter as much because you're in deficit. You can't get stronger anyways. You can't progressive overload anyways. That's bullshit, right? And I believed that when I first prepped. And honestly, I told people that. I told people, yeah, when you're dieting, you can't really gain strength. You can't really gain muscle. I've learned a fuck ton since I first began prepping. But, right now, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily hitting PRs, but I haven't lost an ounce of strength, okay? My training structure has been fully structured. It's been fully optimized, and it's made me feel super good in the gym in a sense to where I wouldn't say I feel weak. I think last year, around 6 weeks out, I was feeling super weak, right? I was wanting to drop these sets. I wanted to stop the sets early. I was going to the gym. I was going through the motions. I didn't even enjoy my workouts. My workouts right now on this prep, I look forward to that every single day. It's a huge thing to know when you go into a prep that your mental space is everything. Your energy and what you protect mentally is what's going to exert into your daily efforts. In a sense that I get 1 to 2 hours to train every single day, okay? I get 1 to 2, I don't have to, I get to train 1 to 2 hours every single day. I need to make the most out of every single fucking session, otherwise I'm not gonna win this show. If I go into the show and say, oh, another workout, another cardio session, and I take it with that approach, I'm gonna be in a self-defeated mindset. That's a loser's mentality right there. And with that mentality, it's going to have a direct correlation in your performance. Like, I don't think you guys understand how much this matters when you're trying to perform your absolute best. I have to literally exert every amount of fucking energy I have into every workout every single day. I don't have that much energy right now. I'm gonna be straight up. I need to be able to like use my energy. I can't expend energy everywhere. I have to kind of be selective with it in a sense, right? I need to show up powerfully for my clients. I need to show up powerfully for myself, right? And honestly, I've seen my energy. I wouldn't say my energy is bad. Like, you guys can tell, like, I don't think much has changed with my mannerisms, but I just feel different, right? I'm not all the way there, right? When I go in the gym, I'm not socializing. I'm not talking to a single person. Like, if I'm working out, motherfucker, I'm working out. Like, I'm focused. I'm not looking at my phone, right? I got work to do. And if I'm gonna expend my energy on conversations, if I'm gonna expend my energy on texting fucking people back when I'm working out, I'm not gonna have a good workout, and I'm gonna regret that, right? So it's a matter of fact of being present with everything that you've done, everything that you do. And personally, I think meditation has been a huge help with that in prep. It's just made me a lot more attentive and focused where I need to be. But right now, if I'm gonna be real with you, I felt a sense of fog. I felt a sense of like scatterbrain, in a sense that like, sometimes it is a little bit hard for me to focus. I am feeling a lot more fatigued. When I get home from the gym, like, it's hard for me to get that meal in and get back to work. Like, I genuinely like want to get back from the gym and take a freaking nap because like I'm that fatigued right now. This is my second week in a row on 120 carbs. If you're just dieting a diet, no matter male or female, how much you weigh, you should not be dieting on 120 grams of carbs. That's just facts. Okay. So this is a very, very unsustainable kind of mode that I'm in right now for prep. So far, prep has been a lot easier, like I said, than the last year's prep because I feel stronger. I've been eating a lot more fat and a lot more protein as well. And I wouldn't say that I got a lot of work done in the forefront of the prep rather than the end of the prep. This is the number one lesson that if you're gonna prep yourself or if you're gonna join a coach, this is the kind of strategy that you should take. Okay, so for my last year's prep, for example, I went very, very slow. Okay, I started off very, very slow, trying to eat as much food as I possibly can, and then it made it very hard towards the end, right? I'm 6 weeks out right now, and honestly, like, if I were to explain kind of the way that I felt last year's prep, like, this is going to be the hardest part of it, right? This is going to be the lowest energy, but I have a lot more energy. I have a lot more focus. I feel a lot more stronger. I feel a lot better than I did on my last year's prep, and I'm 6 weeks out in my depletion. When I depleted last year's prep, it was towards that last 2 weeks where I literally just like cut carbs, and I was shivering cold. I had to leave the office like 2 times actually towards the end of the prep because I just felt that sickly. And, I'm a firm believer that you don't need to get to that stage, okay? I was backstage and I felt sickly. I felt fucking tired. I felt depleted. I had no energy even backstage. And so the approach we took this year is like, okay, while my energy's high, while I'm just coming off a surplus, right? Let's go ahead and drop calories and lose weight right away. Okay, let's kind of take an aggressive approach to get myself to a really good position in that first month. That really set the tone for this prep. Not only did I started 90 days out last prep, so I had to go a little bit more quickly, right? But this time we started about 16, 20 weeks out, okay? We ended up losing a lot of weight at the forefront, which made it very, very easy for me to maintain high energy and already drop about 5 to 7, almost 10 pounds relatively quick, right? I felt super, super good. The only time this prep has really affected me is right now because my carbs are at 120, but this is the only time I'm gonna deplete because right now I'm gonna be ready for stage in 1 to 2 weeks, which puts me at 4 weeks out, basically ready for stage where I can just cruise and reverse right into the show. That's the biggest lesson learned on this prep is get ready early. Because if you get ready early, you're gonna have more energy throughout your prep. You're gonna feel great peak week. You're gonna feel great behind stage, right? You're gonna feel great those last couple weeks where in most people's cases, they feel like they wanna fucking kill themselves towards the end of the prep. So that's the biggest thing that I've learned and more so to kind of open up on like how I feel right now. I cannot tell you that like, I feel a lot better than I did depleting the last time I prepped, that's for sure. But in a sense, I kind of feel a little bit spacey, and it's hard for me to fully be attentive to some things. I think like sometimes sentences are hard for me to get out. Mannerisms have kind of changed, and based off feedback, there's kind of a short temper and a short wire, in a sense that like I'm not as attentive and I'm not as engaged. Like when people are having conversations around me, like I don't engage. Like I personally don't feel like I have energy for some conversations. When I am focused on something, I'm focused on something and I will not go elsewhere, in a sense. But there's certain things that will get to me. Like I think one of the things that happened is like when we were in LA for the LA retreat, like we got to Santa Monica and I was super, super hungry and we were like sweating and it was like super hot outside and we were like walking towards the beach and I'm like, yo, I just walked for 20 minutes and I just want food and I'm sweaty, and now I kind of like flared up and like just walked back with the rest of the prep people because they felt the exact same. But like it's just little things like that. It's like when you are hungry, when you are fucking hungry, don't talk to me. I want my food. Like leave me be, and that's how it is. But in a sense that like when you are in prep, I think you guys need to realize that like prep is going to end up being your number one focus, right? If you're planning on winning the show, if you're planning on taking this as serious as you want to take it, it will end up becoming your number one focus. And that's where I feel like it is right now. I feel like honestly business growth, I wouldn't say it's taken a step back because fuck, we're growing. We have a new coach starting with us next week. Things are taking off right now. But in a sense, my attention and my drive in certain areas has just changed, right? It's just very prep focused right now. I'm taking it like one day at a time. I'm thinking about my next meal, right? But I'm not overly focused on food. And it's because my energy levels, my hunger levels aren't that bad. My hunger isn't that bad. It's because, like I said again, we lost a lot of the weight in prep. The bulk of my weight in prep was lost in the first month and a half of prep, which puts me in a position like 6 weeks out to be almost ready for the show, right? And I'm looking at other competitors as well, like they're not quite on my pace. Now my specific competitors, we're kind of doing the same approach right now. We want to be ready at least, and I'm talking stage fucking crisp, 3 weeks out. Now, when we're about 3 weeks out, we can try different peaking methods to get ourselves ready for the show. And we'll go into different peaking methods as we continue to go on in the series as I get there. But I think the biggest lesson is, number one, don't defeat yourself. Don't say, hey, I'm going to get weak. Don't say that training structure doesn't matter, because it fucking does. 2, make sure that you're getting ready early, right? Don't deplete yourself a week or 2 out and come into the shows flat as fuck. You guys need to understand the difference between a full look and a flat look. Right now, I'm flat as shit. Like, I feel thin. Like, it's hard for me to get pumps right now, but that's part of it. But ask yourself, do you want to be backstage having trouble to get a fucking pump and being flat as shit? Or do you want to be nice, full, vascular, and pumped up, right? You need to get yourself to a point to where you can fill out comfortably. Your digestive system isn't going to be fucked by loading a bunch of carbs, right? But you also don't want to make the mistake that most competitors make, including myself last year, is I looked better after I had a 3,000 calorie cheat meal after my show, because I wasn't full on stage. So don't make the mistake of coming onto the stage flat. Okay, get yourself flat weeks out from the show, slowly fill out, cruise right in, reverse in, and grow into the show. I promise you, like, I will probably end up growing lean muscle tissue into this show right now and staying as lean as I am right now, because I've worked to that point. So those are the biggest lessons I've learned. Protect your energy, stay attentive to it, just get ready early. And you won't lose strength if you're doing things right. If you're hitting high protein, my protein I had protein right around my body weight the entirety of my prep last time. Protein right now is 240 and I'm 180 pounds. So it's a lot higher than body weight. Not only is it keeping me more full, but it's helping a shit ton with strength and muscle retention. I feel like I haven't lost much muscle tissue at all. So that's a big role. Having my fats higher at 60 grams is keeping me a lot more full throughout the day. That's a big thing for me as well. But other than that, those are kind of the biggest differences. But the number one thing is like the reason why I kind of lost a lot of muscle tissue and came in super flat, weak, depleted is because of that sense of self-defeat and just the environment that I was in, right? I was in an environment that I hated, right? I just waited for one day to go by at a time, and I was like, oh, when's prep gonna be over? I go into these workouts and I go into the motions. I'm not enjoying the fucking workouts anymore. I'm not enjoying training, right? This needs to be a process you enjoy. Otherwise, it's gonna be very, very hard for you to win, my friend. So that is an update on prep. I hope you guys took some lessons away from that. Obviously, right now we're in the hardest part of it. Right now we're in the hardest part of prep for sure. And I've already seen differences. Like Hanman's over here talking in the fucking kitchen, and like I'm not even responding a word to him, but I know he understands, right? But that's the thing, right? That's definitely the thing. Even when I was doing check-ins on Monday, I found myself repeating the same sentence a couple times or stuttering a couple sentences, and I'm like, this is normal. This is what it's gonna be. I'm a little bit foggy. Like 120 grams of carbs is not a lot of food for me. So I'm gonna deplete now, and then we're gonna start reversing into the show. I'm gonna take you through that whole process as far as different peaking methods, but those are things to expect. This sport takes a lot of fucking mental strength, and it takes a lot of physical strength, right? In my opinion, it's one of the hardest sports to stick to and commit to. But hope you guys can take a lessons away from that. And we're about to go hit a push day. I'm gonna take you through it. I have 0 grams of carbs in me. So it's gonna be nice and flat, but Justin's gonna help me get through this workout, so we'll see you at the gym. Okay, so pre-workout, I'm gonna have my first carbs of the day. This is my attempt in getting a pump, right? 180.6 today, all right? Nick told me that once we're at 177, we're gonna be stage ready, okay? So the goal is this Friday, he wants to see what I weigh in at, how I look on Friday, and depending on how I look, we could do a mock peak week, which I'm very excited for because that means carbs on carbs on carbs and potentially some burgers and shit. But 100 calorie oatmeal, 18 grams of carbs for the first carbs of the day. I had steak and eggs this morning. So I guess I had carbs in my mushrooms and spinach, but whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and add water in there. I'm also gonna add salt for the pump, and not just salt, but just a lot of salt so I can get a fucking pump. I want some sodium in me. Pop that in the microwave for a minute. It's about 20 minutes out for my workout. And here's the key, guys, this is the extreme hack to make your oatmeal feel better when you're on low calorie. Feel better, taste better. When you're on low calories, this PB2, peanut powder with cocoa. So it's like a chocolate peanut butter, and it's 4 grams of protein, 50 calories, 1 fat, and 6 carb in a serving of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix that up in the oatmeal with some sugar-free syrup. Right, I'm sipping on that white monster, and I'm gonna have a half scoop of pre-workout. So essentially on my training days, this is what I've been doing lately. I've kind of been either just doing 1 full scoop of pre-workout, but on some days where I feel like energy really isn't there in the morning, I've been doing either a monster or an energy drink and then just doing a half scoop of pre. I've been trying to stay under 350 milligrams caffeine daily on training days. I really haven't been doing coffee. I've been replacing my coffee with Ghost Greens, which is absolutely incredible. This is the best greens product I've ever had. And lately I just haven't needed morning coffee. I think that you guys with caffeine in general, you should only really use it when you feel like you need it. I don't think it should ever be a habitual thing for you. But let's see me work out. God damn it, I love carbs. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of this, and I'll see you at the gym. All right, one more prep lesson on the caffeine, okay? Big mistake I made last year is I literally would have like 2-3 energy drinks a day, pre-workout and coffee. And I'm talking like over 600 milligrams of caffeine a day when I was getting towards like the end of prep, even 6 weeks out, and just wasn't working. Like caffeine just wasn't working, and it was honestly just an appetite suppressant and something that tasted good for me. Now I've had a monster, 180 milligrams of caffeine. I feel fucking great. I have energy. Caffeine's actually working. I'm caffeine sensitive. So watch your caffeine intake. Don't go over 400 milligrams, all right? If you don't need it, don't take it, okay? Just don't. We went about a month without caffeine before starting prep. It made a big difference.
Go. Come on. There you go. Nasty. Let's go. Come on, get aggressive. Let's go. I'm gonna help you on these. Come on, come on. Keep it going. One more. Nice. Nice.
Push a smile in your face, yeah. Then they pray for you to fall. Hey, young niggas stay focused. But I really wanna crash. Think about where you at. Then think about your past. Yeah, I really came from shit. But I won't change for shit. My bitch said stay in my ways.
fam, that's gonna do it for the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Please comment down below any questions that you have regarding this prep. I'd be more than willing to answer it. Please drop a like if you made it to the end. If you made it to the end of this video, I really do appreciate you. It's nice to kind of do these kind of raw style workouts because, you know, honestly, this is what my workouts are. You know, I shut up and I fucking live, right? So if you guys are enjoying the raw workouts, please do let me know, because if you guys are enjoying them, that's all I'm gonna do leading up for the next 6 weeks. But 6 weeks out right now, judging from how I'm looking posing, I'm gonna be doing a mock peak week next week, which will make some fun videos. And I think I need to wear some orange trunks on stage, eh? Comment below what you think. See you next video.